It is the Extratime.ie esports cup. Remember, all the money raised goes to Cystic Fibrosis Ireland, and you can find out how to donate to them by following all the Extratime.ie social media channels, and of course it'll pop up on screen every now and then. Shamrock Rovers on the early attack. The header goes over the crossbar. It is Shamrock Rovers represented by Aaron McEneff and Derry represented by Darren Cole. Darren's had a game, Aaron hasn't. Eric Finn is with me as always. Eric, a professional FIFA player and just a general football fan as well. Eric, how much of an advantage is Darren at having had a game?
Well, having the game under his belt is fairly important from what we could see in Group 1. Jace Kabaya being one of the members that actually kind of grew his way into the group standings. But I guess I'm not sure what to expect from Aaron McEneff, as he hasn't had a game this tournament just yet. So I'm actually looking forward to this one.
It should be a good one. Shamrock Rovers having a great season in the real world. Had that dramatic 3-2 win over Dundalk. That game that contained the Flores goal. But Flores, I'm sure, well, actually, I was about to say, I'm sure he would have given up that goal if it meant his team won. I'm not sure he would, and I wouldn't judge him for that. And I think his teammates might feel the same as well, because that's a historical moment in our league. And let's hope our league continues. June is the restart date, but until then, all we have is this. We need to fill the void, and that's what we're doing. We're enjoying it together, just like we do real football. Derry on the attack. It's Harkin running through, slides one through, but it's well cut out, and Shamrock Rovers go on the counter-attack. It's Farouja, who's got pace in the real world. Does that mean that he has pace in this world as well? Do your real traits transfer into this, Eric?
Yeah, most definitely. Especially, say, if somebody is fast in the real world, they will be fast in FIFA. But the only difference within the two worlds is that some of the aspects of football aren't as important in FIFA as they would be in real life, such as passing wouldn't be a huge aspect of the virtual game, while in real life it's nearly essential.
Well, I've seen Rovers in the flesh a couple of times this season, saw them a lot last season. Haven't seen Derry as much for the plain and simple reason that they're not on TV as much, and they're in Derry, whereas Rovers are in Tallaght, so it's a lot easier for me to get out to them after work than it is to get up to Derry. But Rovers do have some nice passers in their team. Jack Byrne, the obvious one, Gary O'Neill as well. Green isn't bad, he's got pace, but he's dispossessed. And Derry go on the counter-attack. This, of course, Group 2 hasn't really settled down yet, haven't had a whole pile of action in this. But you can check out the table on Extratime.ie. It's squared to Malin. Can he get a shot away? Malin with his back to goal, turning and twisting. Lopez stuck to him, the Cape Verde Island international. Gary O'Neill up the park, the Kerry man who scored the winning penalty for Shamrock Rovers in the FAI Cup final last year. Gary O'Neill, the man to make Rovers Cup royalty once again. How appropriate that it was a man from the kingdom, but it's Derry who take the lead here. What a strike it was by McDonough.
Great strike there. The lovely touch inside to take it past the defender, leaving Aaron McEneff and his whole team a little bit bamboozled and just did not have the pace to catch him in the end. The touch itself took everybody away from the defender and left them with a nice, opened, comfortable finish.
Farouja's cross, perhaps a bit too deep. It's kept in play by Graham Burke, who's spent a bit of time in England, but now he's back with Shamrock Rovers. Here's Ronan Finn, formerly of Dundalk, inside to Aaron McEneff. Aaron McEneff slid it up to Green, I should say. It's blocked by Gilchrist, but they can't get rid of it. Oh, that's a really good save by the goalkeeper. Now the corner to follow. We'll talk about that incident in a second when there is time, but this game is not letting up. Eric, this is quite the enjoyable match so far.
Yeah, it's fairly end-to-end, as you could say. I really think that should have been a goal there for Aaron and Shamrock Rovers. I think he had so much more time on it after the second deflection or interception.
Oh, McDonough is in again. He's rounded Manus. McDonough, oh, he should have done better.
Really unlucky again, yeah, so this is so end-to-end at the moment. But yeah, if Rovers did take another touch, it would be 1-1. But there, if he had taken a little bit longer to think about where to put the ball, I think that could have been 2-1. So, you know, so 1-0 at the moment, but I guess it's a real end-to-end game. It could be anybody's at the end.
Alan Manus happy to watch that one go wide. Manus, a big part of Shamrock Rovers' success in the last couple of years, and of course, he's been around for a long, long time. I've been watching the repeats of the Setanta Cup finals over the years on Air Sport in the last couple of nights, and Alan Manus featuring in a few of them. Well, he must be about 57 at this stage. Still a very decent keeper though. Call runs it out of play, and that is really frustrating. That's a poor mistake.
Yeah, there's only a few things that he could have done there, but that was definitely not one of them, obviously. But I think he's doing the right thing at the moment, Darren Cole in Derry City. He's using his wings well, and he's kind of cutting back and looking for options. That's kind of the meta this year.
Well, goal from Jamie McDonough, separating the teams so far. Almost joined St Patrick's Athletic a while ago, but I'll bet the Derry fans are glad he didn't. Here's McEneff, another loyal servant who was at Cork City, but he's come back to Derry. That's cut out, and Shamrock Rovers will have the chance to go on the counter-attack. But Derry have turned it back over and then given it away again. It's gone very scrappy, Eric.
Yeah, I think they're starting to realise that both of them do have ability as virtual footballers, I guess you could say. And I think they're getting a bit panicky at the back, to be honest. So they're kind of giving it away a little bit loosely because they're trying to be a little bit more creative going forward.
Burke is dispossessed by Cole. Really good defence by Derry. But Shamrock Rovers have the throw in. Shamrock Rovers 1-0 down coming up to half-time. This Aaron McEneff's first game. Inside it goes to Green. Can't get a shot away. Really good tackle. Very good defence by Darren Cole, who's showing real savviness in getting those tackles in.
Yeah, he has great switching of the cursor. See where it says the red cursor over the player's name, which player he is currently controlling. And I must say he cuts off passing lanes very well, and he does it fairly efficiently.
How much practice does that take, or is that just something you can pick up and do straight away?
It takes a little bit of time, yeah, for sure, because you just got to get used to the selections and like what the switch. You have to switch your analog like in a different direction, your right analog. So it's kind of getting used to your analog and getting used to doing it at a specific time frame.
Well, it looks like Derry are going to get to the break 1-0 up. By the way, if you're a regular FIFA player, I'm sorry if some of these questions are maybe basic, but we hope that people who are just desperate to watch League of Ireland football are watching this, and maybe those people don't necessarily play FIFA and they're like myself, they don't have a clue about it. We're trying to cater for everyone here, which is pretty much the opposite of what you should do in marketing. You should be targeting a specific demographic. But anyway, 1-0 at the break, and a slow day at the office for Green, but he does tend to explode into matches. Maybe he just needs to eat some chips off the pitch again and he'll be fine.
It seems there from the stats that Rovers have had the better of Derry City, but I wouldn't really be going by stats here, as Derry did have a chance or two as well that maybe went slightly wayward that I don't think should have.
So here we go again. Aaron McEneff, it wouldn't be a disaster for him to lose, but he'd want to start with a positive result. Again, if you are not a regular FIFA player, that's a nice bit of skill there by McDonough, but it's only nice if it works out. Jack Byrne dispossesses him. Jack Byrne, who slides it inside. Green coming forward, was told at half time he's having a slow day. He tried to do something about it there. It wasn't far off target. Good effort. It said in the corner there, Eric, L1 to push up. What does that mean? Does that mean when the kickouts are being taken that the opposition can push up on them?
No, it's the kind of the defending team. So, like, obviously, it's either come forward, which is R1, is like your defenders will come towards the goalkeeper and pick up the ball, or L1 is push up the field. So it's less chance of a mistake happening in the final third.
Aaron McEneff, or Aaron McEneff, I think is how it should be properly pronounced locally. The Derry man himself, of course, playing against Derry on behalf of Shamrock Rovers, and here he is on the ball, doing a good job as well. Slides it inside for Green. Green picks out Byrne. Byrne slots it home. It's 1-1. Were you applauding in the background?
Hey, no.
I thought I heard some applauding. Why wouldn't you? Jack Byrne, well, as much of a notice box in FIFA as he is in the real world, and why wouldn't he be? Because that was a beautiful finish.
Yeah, it really was. A little bit sloppy from Darren Cole. I think he may, with the juggling in the middle of the pitch at half time, and then with the sloppiness in passing, I think he kind of getting a bit away with himself, and I think he has to kind of knuckle down, discipline, and really get back into this game.
Shamrock Rovers on the counter-attack. Aaron McEneff, it must be a very strange feeling for him to be playing against his home club, even if that is in a virtual sense. Horgan coming down the wing. Horgan is muscled off it brilliantly by Farrugia. He has got speed, but he's also got strength, Neil Farrugia. A really, really bright prospect. Over the top it goes. Aloha, who's another one who's got pace to burn. He is dispossessed, and Derry come forward. And for Cole, again, just like Aaron, I guess this wouldn't be a particularly disastrous result, but certainly he'll want to win, having been beaten by Roland Coughlin. And you can go back and watch that game. It was quite dramatic it ended dramatically anyway. That's my memory of it. It's one of those ones that you kind of only really remember the last few minutes of it, as opposed to what happened throughout the game. Cole driving forward. What can Cole do? Player making a darting run in front of him. Instead, he just goes short to McDonough, who put Derry 1-0 up. Of course, that's since been equalised. Now coming forward is Harkin. Harkin, a clean route to goal. Harkin gets a shot away, can't keep it on target. And maybe, just maybe, he should have made more of that, Eric.
Yeah, I think he did it a lot there, and he did well to pick up the tempo and kind of open up the defence. Except then at the end, he just kind of got carried away with, the run. Now, it was a spectacular run, but at the same time, you're looking for a goal, not just for a spectacular run. You need to make some sort of end product out of it as well.
Barry McNamee. Inside it goes to Nielsen. Nielsen looking for a crossing option, instead just gives it away. Shamrock Rovers on the counter-attack. Out it goes to Aloha. Bringing it down the wing, but he's blocked on the way, and Derry have got it back, and it's McEneff who tries to pick out a player in the middle, but he can't. Harkin, strong in possession, looking for McDonough, didn't find him. Ball slipped in behind, but Derry have the numbers back. McNamee receives it, knocks it backwards. It looks to me like Darren is just trying to keep possession, and then just as I say that, he gives it away. Farrugia getting onto it there, a man who could have made his merry way to England if he wanted to. Middlesbrough among those interested, but he decided to stay, and Shamrock Rovers are glad he did. And why wouldn't you? Because he's doing well at Shamrock Rovers, and they're nicely set up. Here's Kavanagh. McEneff. Byrne, who got the equaliser, finds a bit of space in the box, is dispossessed, and it's good defending by Derry, even though they do give away the corner. It's an outswinger, and it's sent away by Derry, but only as far as Gary O'Neill. The Kerry man has a shot from outside the box. You don't see too many goals from outside the box, Eric, in FIFA. Why is that?
Just the way the game is kind of built this year is it's not really tailored to those that like to take long shots. Me myself, liking it myself. I don't know why. I like the feeling of scoring a goal from range. But it's just something that is so rare this year, and I'm kind of sad about it, to be honest.
Green's shot is blocked, but he might get it on the rebound. Green's still with it. Gives it back to McEneff. Jack Byrne. Derry defending strongly. They've really had to soak it up in the second half, but they're on the counter-attack now. Here's Nielsen. What can he do? McNamee was making his way down the ring, but he didn't find him. It's Farrugia again, inside to Lee Grace, who arrived at Shamrock Rovers from Galway and subsequently scored against Galway in the Cup last year on their way to the final. McNamee. Again, it's another stray pass. When he gets into the Shamrock Rovers half at Darren, he's hitting a few stray passes. Why is that?
I guess it doesn't look like he has a lot of players going forward, to be honest. There's not very much avenues he can go down because of the fact that there's no one there really helping him. But I must say, it's credit to Aaron McEneff that he's doing extremely well.
Here's Byrne. Keeper parries it, doesn't send it away, it's off the side netting. Not too long to go. Goalkeeper sends it long. Up in the air it goes. Sent along the way by Byrne. Out to Farrugia, who's studying biomedical science and UCD. A smart footballer in every sense. Man City and QPR among those who are after Neil Farrugia. Here comes McDonough. McDonough inside into the danger zone. Oh, Bruna can't handle it. Showed a heavy touch. And again, a chance goes a begging for Derry. A rare chance in the second half. And I think Darren will be frustrated with that. You know what? I think he'll be happy with the 1-1 draw, considering how much he's been dominated in the second half. But we've seen games stolen late in this competition so far. We might see it again. Here's McDonough. No, he loses it. Can Shamrock Rovers do something here? Green, who's got the pace to get away. No, he doesn't have the pace to get away. The flag is up.
Yeah, really end-to-end stuff now with the last minute of the game. I'll be surprised if we see a goal. But Darren Cole was very close there, and I think that may be his last chance of the game.
We saw Cameron Saul of Finn Harris missing with his last chance of the game, that to equalise against Dundalk. It was a heartbreaking defeat for him because the goals came late. Lee Grace back to Manus. Manus back to Grace. Kavanagh. Is McEneff happy with the draw? No, he's not. Gary O'Neill trying to get there, the former UCD student. Well, actually, I think he's still studying in UCD. he's just not playing for them anymore. Obviously, he's with Rovers, who have claimed a 1-1 draw in their opening match, and that's not a bad result for Aaron McEneff, is it?
No, not at all. Darren Cole seems to be a very good player who was very unlucky against Ronan Coughlin back in the first game of this Group 2 to take a 1-1 draw. And it looks like, from the stats wise, Darren Cole was extremely lucky to even get it, especially in the second half, where Aaron McEneff really found his form and continued to dominate the game. But I guess the group is a far way away from being finished, so I really couldn't tell you who was looking best at the moment.
Yes, this group in the early stages, Group 2, you can keep an eye on the standings via Extratime.ie. Don't forget to keep donating your money to Cystic Fibrosis Ireland. You can do that a number of ways. One of them is going to idonate/Extratime.ie esports cup. My thanks to everyone who's taking part in this. Everyone who's involved is doing it in their own free time. No one is getting anything for this, and I'm especially glad to the players who are taking part, because they're keeping fit, they're doing their job, and they want to spend time with their families and all that, but they're giving up their time for a very good cause, as is Eric, as is Gareth, who's running the show, as is Trevor Keane, who's also involved as well. So my thanks to everyone who is involved. For now, Eric, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more very shortly. Keep an eye on the Extra Time social media channels to catch the latest games, tables, and everything associated with Irish football, and most importantly of all, of course, the Extratime.ie esports cup. We'll catch you soon. Take care.